Hi you guys, it's Leigh. Thank you for joining me. So we'll do a little bit of a warrior flow. We'll get into the hips a bit. It'll be grounding. So if there's anything you need to do to prep your body, like table, cat-cow, any of that sort of movement, please feel free to do that before the practice. Okay, here we go. Namaste. We'll start on the back. Allow yourself to arrive with the back on the mat, setting up however you do. Maybe arms and legs long. Maybe the complete opposite, knees bent, pulled in, rocking a bit side to side or even circling the knees. After a few moments, set up Adho Konasana shape. So feet together, knees wide. If that's too much for you, you could just have your knees bent, feet to the edges of your mat. Arms can be at your sides, palms of the hands facing up. If you use blocks and have them, you could set them under your knees. Observe the spaces on your back that connect to the mat, as well as the spaces that don't connect to the mat. Allow gravity to weigh on you as you soften. Allowing the connection of back body on the earth to bring you some grounding. Take another couple breaths, however you are. If you have knees open wide, bring them back together. Arms can come towards the sides. Feet are set on the mat. We'll all just drop knees side to side. Next time knees drop to the left, let them stay there. You can place the left ankle on top of the right leg. You could reach your arms overhead. Left hand takes right wrist. So begin to feel a sense of lengthening down right side as right shoulder softens and heavies. Right leg softens and heavies. Take another full cycle of breath as you are. Release your arms back to your sides. Take the foot off the leg as your knees come back up. It might feel good to drop your knees side to side a couple times. Now let them stay over to the right. Right ankle comes on top of the left leg. If you choose, arms reach overhead, right hand takes left wrist. Creating more length down left side, shoulder and knee heavy. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Release the wrists, arms return to your sides, knees come back up. Feet set down on the mat. Find your way to a seat. You might rock side to side or front to back a couple times to get there. Good. Feet come through. Doesn't really make sense. Let's just find downward dog. Up and back with the hips, downward facing dog. So shift around, just like any pose, it's not your deepest expression of the pose. You're beginning to connect hands and feet to the earth, feeling the press down that allows you to pull in and lift up. On inhale, heels left. On exhale, heels heavy. They don't have to touch. Do that again. Lift the heels and heavy the heels. This time, as you lift your heels, drop them both over to the left. Keep your left knee bent, left heel lifted. As you reconnect right foot to the earth. So you begin to feel a connection at the outer edge of the right foot. A lift up of right hip as right hand presses down. Inhale, heels pass through center. Exhale, heels drop to the right. Right knee stays bent, the heel lifted. Outer edge of left foot connects to the mat. Left hip is reaching up and back. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Heels come back. You're set to returning to downward facing dog. Roll yourself out to plank pose. Lower all the way down. Slide your hands back towards the low ribs. Forehead can come down as you prepare for baby bhujangasana, baby cobra pose. Very little weight in the hands. Inhale, lift your chin and your chest. Lower back down. Maybe you're wider with the hands or wider with the legs. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, lower. For this third back bend, set the body in a way that you can stay in your back bend for an extra breath. Here we go. Inhale, lift. Breathe here. Lower back down. Downward facing dog, however you get there. Right leg lifts. Open the hip. Begin to pulse a straight right leg. Your ankle is flexed. Head is dropped. There's an even press into both hands. Good, let the pulsing stop. Bend the right knee, let it drape over left side body. You might circle the ankle, circle the knee. I just kicked in the block. Re-extend the leg long, lower right foot down to the mat. Roll yourself out to plank pose. Take your first vinyasa. Lowering, finding your back bend. Up and back with the hips downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Open the hip. Leg is straight. You pulse the leg. A few more. Let the pulsing go. Bend the knee. Drapes over right side as you begin to circle the ankle, maybe even the knee. Left foot returns to downward dog. Again, vinyasa. Roll yourself out to lower. Open the heart. Hips up and back. Bending the knees onto exhale. Walk, step, or float, come forward. Lengthen the spine and fold. Inhale, stand. Arms reach. Gaze reaches. Hands to prayer. Widen the feet. Release your arms to the sides. Beginning with a warrior flow. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Fold, Uttanasana. Spine lengthens. Ardha Uttanasana. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, warrior one. Inhale, come on up. Let's take some time here. So by its very nature, warrior one's grounded, feeling the connection of both feet on the earth that allows you to lift out of it. Hands come down. Right foot steps back to plank pose, vinyasa or not. Arriving in downward dog. Stay on the right side here. Right leg lifts on inhale. Right foot steps forward on exhale. Again, warrior one. Come on up. Breathe. Warrior two opens. Adjusting the feet if you need to. So right heel lines up with left foot arch. Evenly reaching through both arms. Soft shoulder, soft gaze. Hands come right down. We'll step left foot forward this time. Lengthen to fold and stand. Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to prayer. Doing that on the left. Inhale, arms and gaze reach. Fold over your legs. Lengthen out. Plant the hands, right foot steps back. Warrior one on the left. Come on up. So right away as the right foot connects, you feel the sole of the foot on the earth, the heel and the outer edge of the foot, allowing a lift out of the inner line of your back leg. Take another breath. Hands come down to the mat, left leg steps back. Maybe you lift the leg up and back. Did we do that? Did I do that? No. Left leg lifts, we do it again. I don't know what I just did. Step left foot forward. Warrior one on the left, come on up. Warrior two opens. Yeah, adjust your feet, heel to arch alignment, even reach the arms, even through the hips, and then soften it. Hands come down to the mat, right foot steps forward. Spine lengthens. We fold. Come up to stand, reaching arms overhead, hands to prayer. Good, so we'll do that warrior one, warrior two flow a bit quicker this time. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands plant, let's step back through Vinyasa. Arriving in downward dog. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhaling, right foot steps forward. Come on up, warrior one. Take a full breath to arrive. And then open warrior two. Again, full breath. This time we add in reverse warrior, tipping back, right arm reaches, maybe gazing up, maybe gazing over your back shoulder. Hands cartwheel down to the mat, right foot steps back. Up and back with the hips, downward facing dog. Settle in for a full breath here. Next, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps forward, warrior one, come on up. Warrior two, open up. Reverse the warrior. Hands cartwheeling down, stepping left foot back. Up and back with your hips, downward dog. Always the option to leave out Vinyasa or add one in. Bending knees on exhale. Walk, step, or float, come forward. Lengthen, fold, stand. Arms and gaze reach. Hands to prayer. Release your arms as you widen your feet. Bend your knees, sit your hips. Utkatasana. More weight in the heels than the toes. Let's bring arms shoulder height, shoulder distance from each other. Exhale, open the right arm. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, center. Two more on each side. So doing your best to let this just be a movement of the arms, as opposed to moving the legs or the hips. Last one. Utkatasana, reach your arms overhead as you inhale. Uttanasana, fold over legs as you exhale. Lengthen the spine. Plant the hands, step back, take a vinyasa or lift into downward dog. On inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Warrior one, come on up. So let's move here. As you exhale, goalpost arms, open the heart. Round as you reach forward, like you're reaching over a giant ball. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, goalposts, round and reach. Do this a few more times. Last one. Return to warrior one. Open warrior two. Again, we move a bit here. Inhale, hands to prayer at the heart. Extend right leg, right foot turns forward. Open warrior two to the back of the mat. Left toes turn, knee bends, arms extend. Inhale, pull it through center. Exhale, warrior two to the front of the mat. Center. Warrior two to the back of the mat. Once more. Slow and intentional. Good. Landing in warrior two, facing the front of your mat. Reverse the warrior, tip back. Tap into side angle, forearm to quad, left arm lifts. Again, go back, reverse. Come forward, just a breath. Last one. Warrior two. Hands come to the hips, straighten the right leg as you turn your right foot forward. Looking at your feet, check that they're even with each other. Folding over straight legs here. Hinging at the hips. You choose what you do with the arms. Maybe hands are on your shoulders. Maybe hands walk between the legs. Maybe just a downward dog. Head is dropped. Close your eyes. Balancing strength and softness here. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Let your hands come back under the shoulders if they're not there. Spine lengthens. Fold over the legs. Do that a couple more times. Lengthen out. Hinge at the hips and fold. One more. Good, now we lengthen out. Walk yourself back. Vinyasa or downward dog, right foot steps back. Feeling the steadiness, the connection and groundedness in downward dog. Take a full breath here before we do the left side. Next, inhale, left leg lifts. As you exhale, step your foot forward. Warrior one on the left. Come on up, arms reach. Beginning to move on the breath. Exhale, goalpost open. Round and reach. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, circle. So these movements can be big, they can be small. Doesn't matter the size. They're connected. They're intentional. Once more. Virabhadrasana one. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Warrior two. Adjust the feet, settle in. As you inhale, hands to prayer at the heart, left leg extends, the foot turns forward. Warrior two to the back of the mat, right foot turns, knees bend, arms open. Inhale through center, legs extend long. Exhale, open, warrior two to the front of the mat. A couple times this way. Good, do one more time to the back. Inhale, pull it to center. Exhale, open to the back of the mat. Last time through center. Return to warrior two, facing the front. Reverse the warrior, left arm lifts. Just a breath, forearm to quad as right arm extends. Again, go back, reverse the warrior. Come forward, tap into side angle. Last time, tipping back, coming forward. Warrior two. Hands come to the hips, left leg straightens as the foot turns forward. Adjust your feet so they're even with each other. Again, we fold forward over straight legs. Choosing your arm variation, it can be really nice to take a block under the forehead, under the third eye for that sense of support, sense of connection. Another really nice option might be to take forearms to outer shins, right? Sort of pulling it all back together. Encouraging a lift of pelvic floor, Lavanda. Good, open the eyes if they've closed. Let your hands come under the shoulders. Spine lengthens out. And we fold. 2 more times. Lengthen and hinge. Last time. Good, spine lengthens out. This time we walk ourselves around to face the front. We'll step the right foot forward. Lengthen. Fold. Come all the way to stand. Reaching arms, reaching knees. Hands to Anjali Mudra. Good. Bend the knees, sit the hips. Utkatasana. Fierce pose, chair pose. Natural curve in the low back. Slightly more weight in heels and toes. Sense of reach through the pinky side of your hands. Fold over the legs. Spine lengthens. Planting the hands, left foot steps back. We return to warrior 1 on the right. Arms reach overhead. Fallen warrior. Interlace hands behind the back. Inhale, tip back, open the heart. Exhale, bow forward. So the shoulder can hover over the knee. You can widen, heel toeing right foot out. Shoulder might come to the inside of the knee. With the head dropped, you can look between the legs. Check that the weight hasn't shifted too much to the right. Really connected to that outer edge of your back foot. 1 more breath here. Release your fingers so hands can come down. Frame the front foot as you lift your back heel. Opening up towards the right for a hip opening Vashisthasana. So toes and feet turn towards the right. Right arm peels open. Right knee is bent. Left leg is active, even if you begin to reach the arm behind you and lower hips down. You can reach right arm forward, getting long. Good, let the right hand come down. Walk yourself open to the left. Set up goddess pose here. Heels in, toes out as hands climb up the quads. You might shift side to side. Your pose might have hands connected to legs. Maybe you want hands in Anjali Mudra. Get down, cast the gaze. You might even close the eyes. The sense of hips heavy, lifting out of that heaviness through a reach of crown. Open the eyes if they've closed. Hands come to hips, legs straighten, heel toe your feet towards each other. Coming back to the top of the mat. Again, Utkatasana, fierce pose, bend the knees, sit the hips. Take a couple breaths. And fold. Spine lengthens. Plant the hands, warrior 1 on the left. Right foot steps back. Arms reach overhead. Fallen warrior, hands interlaced behind the back, maybe heel toeing left foot, tipping back on inhale, bowing forward on exhale. Front body's pulled into support back body. You can gaze between the legs. Check that you haven't shifted too much to the left. Can you be soft in your toes? Release your fingers so hands can come down. The back heel lifts. Right hand stays down. Open to the left, getting into the hip with a hip opening side plank pose. Left arm peels open.
Maybe staying still. Maybe reaching the arm behind you as you lower. Reaching the arm forward as you lift. Left hand comes back down. Goddess pose opens to the right. Heel toeing feet. So heels are in, toes are out as you climb your hands up. Any shifting that helps us settle you. Downcast gaze, closed eyes. There's a sense of inner balance. It allows the soles of the feet to be soft. Hips open and heavy. And supported through a long spine and a lifted crown. Take another breath here. Open the eyes, bring your hands to your hips as you straighten your legs and heel toe feet back to touch. Walking towards the top of the mat. Let's find our way to a seat, however you want to get there. It might just be to sit. You might want a vinyasa or something to arrive. Crossing the ankles when you arrive on your mat. And just taking note of which foot is in front of you. Which foot is in front. Hands walk forward as we hinge at the hips. Because we did such a hip opening practice, you might continue to inch your hands a little farther forward. Balancing out a sense of opening the hips with a long spine. A couple more breaths. Hands come back in as you come back up. Good, so uncross the ankles just to recross. Opposite ankle in front, opposite shin in front. And again, we walk hands forward. Hinging at the hips, folding forward, settling in for a few breaths. Coming up. So let's make our way down to the back, preparing for back bends. If you want to do something supported, you could take blocks or some sort of bolster to bring under your back, arrive on your back body. So maybe your knees are bent, hold it in. Maybe you have long legs, long arms. When you're ready, bring your arms to your sides, palms of the hands down. Bend your knees, set your feet down in a bridge pose setup. Press into hands and feet to lift the hips. Arms might remain as they are. Maybe you interlace hands behind the back, let your shoulders come under back. Really feeling a connection of the back of the skull to the mat. Engagement and activation of the back body. If your hands have interlaced, let that go. Arms reach overhead, heels lift. Slowly lower your hips back down. Heels and arms back down. Take a moment. Take another back bend. You could do a bridge pose. You can do Urdhva Dhanurasana, wheel pose. Press down to lift up. Handful of breaths in whatever your back bend is. Deep, full breath. releasing out of this, however you do.
Take a couple breaths with hips on the mat, on the earth. Third and final back bend could be a deeper back bend, could be the same back bend, could be something supported. Bringing a block or a bolster if you have it available under your hips. A few more breaths. Good releasing. Allowing the hips to return to the earth, spine to return to its neutral. Legs might extend long for a couple breaths. Maybe just the opposite, knees might pull in for a couple breaths. When you're ready, come back up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.